What's up guys, Marble Tyler here, and we're going to talk about Halo Infinite. The new trailer just dropped. We watched the Microsoft conference, the Xbox conference. Super pumped. It's going to be amazing. They're on a new engine, and we're going to get to that later actually, because we have a top 10 details that we understood from the Halo Infinite E3 2018 trailer. Now keep in mind, most of this was just a tech demo. It's just showing off, all the new, the new engine stuff and everything that's going to be in it. But honestly, it looks really good. At first, it took me a minute to warm up to it because I was like, what the heck is this? It's definitely not Halo. And then more so it became, oh my gosh, this is Halo. That's awesome. So it's going to be amazing. Really excited. But let's get into the details. These are your top 10 details that we understood from the trailer. Everything you need to know from Halo from E3 2018 until further notice. So number 10, it's going to feel a little bit more modern, or it's going to look a little bit more modern at least. Now, Halo's always been a sci-fi futuristic series. It's set 500 years in the future. But you might not be able to tell that in this trailer because there's a lot of outdoors, not really foreign landscapes, not really like sci-fi futuristic landscapes. And you're kind of looking at it and there's tents and walkie-talkies and things that are, like flares that are just from... Those are modern things, even modern camo. And it looks very much like this could be some sort of modern style game. And then you see the Master Chief, and it's like, oh, this is Halo. It's kind of it's going to feel a little more grounded, a little more realistic. It's not going to be sci-fi shooty aliens constantly. It's going to be a little more of this is humanity fighting these things, not just sci-fi shooty aliens fighting sci-fi shooty Iron Men. Up next, let's talk about the Forerunner design. Now, there's not a lot to go off of in this trailer, but there are two things. So first of all, right here, we have this underwater scavenger. It essentially looks like a Forerunner bot. Maybe the ones in Halo 2. Otherwise, it might be the ones from Halo Wars 2. We don't really know. It looks maybe a little bit closer to the Halo Wars 2 design of the giant Forerunner scavenger ship things. And then later on, the other Forerunner art style we get is the towers. The things that shoot the beams into the middle of the Halo ring. We've had those since Halo 1. And they look really simple. They look like they should. They look like they're a part of Halo. Not over-designed like Spire and Halo 5, but like actual Forerunner stuff. And that's amazing. It's really cool. And we're going back to a simplistic design. It's awesome. It looks really good. Now for number 8, the Cortana Chip. Now we don't know, the story the story of this game, we don't have no idea. They didn't show anything. This is just more or less a tech demo. They're just showing off the engine, the new engine, the graphics, etc. So we don't know anything, but there's a kind of key emphasis point at the very end of the trailer, after it showed the logo of the Chief putting in the Cortana chip. It is blue, it's lighting up, it lights up as it goes into his helmet. What could that mean? It could mean nothing. It could just be, hey, it's Chief. Or it could be, is Cortana back? Is she going to be back on our side? Or we can have a new AI. There's just a ton of speculation, ton of possibilities. What could the Cortana chip mean? Does it mean anything? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. But regardless, it is part of this trailer. I wanted to draw a good point to it. It is a very finite deal, and it looks really good because in previous games, you kind of just see the chip, fade into his helmet for the most part. On to number 7. There's wildlife. Now, in Halo Reach, they introduced the first set of wildlife in the game. There's these ostrich creatures and these giant hulking things. And there wasn't much to go off of. And we really haven't seen much else in any other Halo games, any natural wildlife. But we have these rhinos here, and they're moving around in a herd, and, they're kind of rhinos, kind of different. And then we have these, like, glowing deer and everything, and it looks natural. It looks ambitious, it looks mysterious, it looks adventurous, and it looks really good. And so there will be animals, and we don't know if they're going to be part of the gameplay, if they're going to have any effects, or if they're just going to be part of the world. But it's another thing that we've never really seen, and I really wanted to draw attention to it, because it looks really good. On to number 6. Is it open world? I mean, there's not much to go off of. There's no gameplay design in this, but, I mean, let's just take a look at the scene right here. The Warthog driving by is, going up, and you see all the different spires. And even a couple scenes before, we had these Marines here with a flare, and then Chief's like way in the distance, and he sees the flare, and he's going to put it on his helmet. I mean, it's very reminiscent of essentially like Far Cry. All those spires, they act as like towers that you would go, when you'd unlock areas on the map. Maybe those Marines are a side mission, or a group of Marines you have to save from Covenant. or Forerunners or Flood or whoever. You know, we don't actually know. And again, I don't know if I want this to be open world, but they might be going back to an open world style, like in Halo 1, where the maps were huge and ginormous, and it felt like an open world, even though it was linear. They were so big, and there was so much to explore that it was an open world light, if you get what I'm picking up. Into the top 5. Okay, so first of all, we have this mystical design. It kind of hinted on this with the wildlife, but you know, it's back to adventurous. It's not all sci-fi, gray, drab, etc. Like we have this mysterious, like why is this etching here on the rock? You know, what does that mean? The animals, they're blue and glowing and mysterious, and they look kind of different. You know, these rings that are on the halo. What more to say than we don't know? You know, it's not just a drab, you know, action game anymore. It's back to that mystery. You know, like when in Halo 1, when you walk out of the crashed dropship, and you walk out and you see the halo ring and it goes up and everything. It's you know, it's big. We don't know, and that's honestly a really good thing, and I really like that about this trailer. As for number 4, this is the direct continuation of the Master Chief story. He's back. He's got this armor design, which we'll get to later, and it looks good. I mean, honestly, they said on a Halo Waypoint post, it's in this trailer. It's a direct continuation, so this is essentially a Halo 6. You know, we're not getting a spinoff here. We're moving forward with the series. We're dropping the numbers. This is Halo 6. This is Halo Infinite. And this is Master Chief's continuation. This is his story. Now, the next big detail has nothing to do with, you know, the gameplay or the scenes. It's this right here. It's the Slipspace engine. Now, we have no idea what this is. Halo's been running on the same engine, just continually modified and updated since the first game. It's really cool that we're moving into a new engine, because what could it mean? I mean, obviously the graphics here are amazing. They're crisp, they're bigger, they're more ambitious, and it might be a really good thing to invigorate some new designs, new graphical looks, new details into the Halo series. We truthfully have no idea. You know, we'll see what it has to offer, what it's going to look like, and I think it's honestly just a great. I think it's a great name. First of all, Slipspace, coming from, you know, Halo lore fan, at least the older Halo lore. But yeah, there's not much to say besides it's really good, and it's going to be really good for Halo, honestly. Now, the second to last thing, we are on a Halo ring. You know, at this point in the trailer, you could see the Warthogs driving by, and we see these spires, and it's like, okay, this is definitely a Halo ring. And then it does that mountain shot, it pans up, and you see the ring, and then you see the logo, and you know we are on a Halo ring. We might be on the Halo ring that was at the end of Halo 5, we don't really know, but we are on a Halo ring, and honestly, that's a great feeling. Being able to return to this giant, mysterious ring, this huge world with all these creatures, and all these different things to explore that we have no idea, just like in Halo 1 and just like in Halo 2. Honestly, I mean, I'm really excited. This is one of the biggest things for me coming out of this trailer, which is why it's our number 2 detail. But then we move on to number 1, which is that classic art style. And even then, it's kind of like a mix-up. It's not even the classic art style. Now, we have the classic Chief design, which is honestly my favorite. I love it's got the Halo 2, Halo 3 design for Chief's armor. My absolute favorite above all else. Looks gorgeous. Like, I mean, the color is a little off, or maybe something else. But regardless, it's the original design, and this is a tech demo, so it'll get fixed, whatever it is. But it looks really good. The Marines are using camo. They're not these weird, ridiculous, bloated Michelin men. You know, we have no idea what happened with that design. But it's the classic art style. It looks gorgeous. You know, just like the simplified Forerunner design, everything's back to simple and beautiful and adventurous and mysterious, and it's going to be really, really good for the Halo series. At least, again, at least in my opinion, watching this trailer, it will be absolutely fantastic. You're going to re-explore, kind of like reboot the series, hopefully, a little bit. I know I mentioned that in a previous video, but they're kind of going back to basics, and that's a really good thing. But yeah, guys, what do you think? These are the top 10 details from the Halo Infinite E3 2018 reveal trailer. That is a mouthful. But these are the top 10 details. What do you guys think? Do you think any of these points are wrong? That, you know, that maybe it's just the trailer that shows this and they're going to change it? Are you happy about the changes? Are you nervous? Are you looking forward to it? Let me know in the comments. And I hope you found this video informative. Go ahead and hit the like button if you did. Otherwise, we're going to cover tons of Halo, tons of E3, tons of Xbox, and all kinds of gaming. So if you like that stuff, go ahead and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the game.